Stop what you're doing. Yes, you. Because what I'm about to tell you will make your timeline explode faster than a Kardashian breakup tweet. Jason Lee just dropped a bombshell that nobody saw coming, and it's about Chrisean Jr. The rumors you thought were just online gossip? Yeah, scratch that. There's medical info, insider leaks, and a story so shocking it makes reality TV look like a Sunday afternoon nap. People are panicking, fans are scrambling, and the internet? It's already losing its mind. Imagine a situation so serious, so unbelievable, that even the most seasoned celebrity watchers are clutching their phones like it's a life or death emergency alert. That's exactly what's happening right now. Jason Lee claims there are medical reports that have been hidden, details that nobody in the public sphere dared to share. Until now. And trust me, once you hear this, there's no going back. Chrisean Jr.'s condition isn't just concerning, it's headline-shattering. And the way Jason Lee delivered this info, like someone just leaked the finale of a Netflix thriller before anyone had a chance to binge-watch. This makes the Kardashians look boring, the Met Gala look tame, and every other celebrity meltdown look like child's play. Hold on tight, because the story you're about to hear will shock, outrage, and leave you speechless. Let's dive in. The story begins with a whisper, a rumor, something the internet barely dared to type out for fear of immediate chaos. Jason Lee, the insider who's been dropping truths like grenades disguised as social media posts, revealed details about Chrisean Jr. that nobody expected. And when I say nobody, I mean literally nobody. Fans were scrolling through timelines, sipping their overpriced lattes, thinking this was just another celebrity update. But what came next? Shocking, unbelievable, and borderline terrifying. Chrisean Jr., the youngest of the rock lineage, has always been in the spotlight not just because of fame, but because life around her tends to orbit chaos like satellites around a nuclear sun. Her energy, her presence, her family drama. It's been a constant viral feed. But what Jason Lee revealed went beyond drama. It was medical, it was confidential, and it was leaked in a way that makes most celebrity gossip look like bedtime stories. Suddenly, every headline about Chrisean Jr. was too tame. The real story was hidden in files, reports, and insider whispers. The first reaction online was pure panic. Fans flooded forums begging for clarity. Some refused to believe it, dismissing the claims as another internet stunt. Others immediately shared screenshots of Jason Lee's posts, zooming in, screenshotting, and cross-referencing like FBI agents in the middle of a Netflix crime special. And that's the thing about leaks. Once the information hits, the narrative spirals faster than a roller coaster designed by chaos itself. Let's set the scene. Jason Lee posted a video, calm, collected, yet with the energy of someone holding a live grenade. He claimed that Chrisean Jr.'s medical reports indicated potential complications that had been quietly withheld from the public. Now, before you start imagining dramatic hospital footage or overblown emergencies, let me clarify. The intensity came from the secrecy. The reports were technical, scary, and hidden from fans who had trusted that everything was fine. It wasn't just a moment of worry, it was a full-blown awakening. Immediately, speculation went wild. People began dissecting every past story, every social media post, and every public appearance. Remember that clip of Chrisean Jr. laughing? Someone tweeted, "Could she have been masking symptoms?" Another user added, "This makes the Met Gala chaos look like a bake sale." Fans dug through months of content, treating timelines like evidence boards, mapping out behavior, medical appointments, and public outings with the precision of a detective on a binge-watch mission. And it wasn't just fans. Influencers and reaction channels immediately jumped in. Clips of Jason Lee talking were played on repeat, slowed down, and memified. Dramatic zoom-ins highlighted his expressions, giving the impression that he had just exposed the ending of a thriller that nobody was supposed to see. "This is bigger than any feud or public meltdown we've ever covered," one reaction video proclaimed. "This is about real life, real stakes, and the kind of secrecy that would make Netflix executives sweat bullets." Of course, the rumor Mill went into overdrive. Some claimed that the situation was worse than reported, citing vague insider knowledge. Others insisted that Chrisean Jr. was fine, that Jason Lee was over-exaggerating for clicks. And then there was the middle ground, everyone panicking but pretending to remain calm while refreshing social media every 2 seconds. The tension online mirrored the tension of a thriller where the protagonist knows danger is imminent but can't quite see it yet. Social media users didn't just discuss it, escalated. Memes surfaced comparing the secrecy around Chrisean Jr. to classic pop culture disasters. It's like Watergate but with baby energy, one meme read. Another said, "This makes Game of Thrones finales look like a toddler tantrum." The comparisons weren't just humorous, they highlighted the intensity, the stakes, and the collective obsession over every detail. Every fan theory, no matter how far-fetched, got traction. Every cryptic comment from Jason Lee was dissected as if it were a coded message from a spy movie, and then came the leak itself. Screenshots of medical summaries surfaced, vague, technical, and terrifyingly real. People begin reading line by line, debating symptoms, treatments, and worst-case scenarios. And as always with leaks, context was often lost, exaggerated, and then re-exaggerated again. But that didn't stop the narrative from exploding. Comment sections across Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok lit up. Every post, every story, every inside look was treated like breaking news. Even mainstream entertainment blogs scrambled to verify, with headlines screaming "exclusive, Chrisean Jr. medical situation revealed." The stakes were elevated even further because of timing. The reveal came right after Chrisean Jr. had appeared publicly, smiling, interacting, and seemingly perfectly fine. That juxtaposition fueled speculation. Fans argued, is she masking symptoms? Is this a deliberate public image move? Others said, she looked happy, how can this be real? And the contrast? It made the leak feel like a plot twist in a Netflix thriller that rewrites everything you thought you knew. Meanwhile, Jason Lee's credibility amplified the chaos. He's known for being plugged in, for dropping insider info that later proves accurate, and for navigating the celebrity landscape like a shark in a feeding frenzy. When he drops a revelation like this, people listen. And listen they did. Online communities treated his video as gospel, analyzing tone, pauses, and word choices like they were clues in a murder mystery. Every frame was scrutinized, every word parsed. Nothing was left untouched. As speculation grew, so did the dramatization. Reaction channels overlaid cinematic music, dramatic text, and slow-motion clips to make the story feel apocalyptic. Memes compared Chrisean Jr.'s condition to high-stakes scenarios. "This is like the Hunger Games but the capital is TMZ," one meme read. Another said, "This is worse than any royal family drama, they actually leaked the secrets." The exaggeration wasn't just for entertainment, it became part of the story itself, feeding the viral frenzy that escalated beyond anything Jason Lee may have originally intended. By the end of the first day, the narrative had taken on a life of its own. Fans debated medical accuracy, online sleuths dug into public appearances, influencers speculated about parental responses, and memes turned panic into humor, tragedy into spectacle, and secrecy into a full-blown cultural phenomenon. Chrisean Jr., previously a public figure primarily defined by fame and energy, had now become the central figure in a saga that felt bigger than life itself. The leaked information wasn't just shocking, it redefined what the public expected from celebrity news. It was intimate, it was terrifying, and it was real enough to make people check their notifications compulsively. And as the night fell, it became clear that this was only the beginning. Jason Lee had opened a Pandora's box. And the contents? Speculation, outrage, memes, and unending curiosity, all swirling around Chrisean Jr.'s condition like a viral tornado ready to engulf the internet. By now, even casual followers were on edge. Parents, fans, bloggers, and influencers alike were glued to updates, dissecting every snippet, screenshot, and story. Every timeline refresh was met with new details, rumors, or cryptic captions. The suspense wasn't just online, it had become a collective experience, a shared obsession that made even mundane daily activities feel secondary to the unfolding narrative. The first part of this saga ends with one undeniable truth. Chrisean Jr.'s condition, as revealed by Jason Lee, isn't just news, it's a seismic shift in public perception, fan engagement, and celebrity discourse. What started as a subtle leak has already exploded into a full-blown viral phenomenon. And the deeper we dig, the more shocking, twisted, and unbelievable the story becomes. By the time the first reactions hit social media, the internet had already detonated. Fans weren't just talking, they were screaming in all caps, analyzing every micro moment of Jason Lee's reveal as if it were a crime scene. Memes flooded timelines faster than a Kardashian scandal, comparing Chrisean Jr.'s situation to everything from Game of Thrones political coups to Stranger Things plot twists. One meme even said, "This is bigger than the Super Bowl halftime show because this could actually ruin lives." People weren't just concerned, they were obsessed. Every comment thread became a battlefield of theory, speculation, and dramatic exaggeration. The drama escalated when clips of Jason Lee's video were reposted across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Slow-motion zooms on his face, suspenseful music overlays, and captions like "shocking revelation" turned a simple explanation into a cinematic event. Reaction channels jumped on it immediately, analyzing his tone, pauses, and word choices. Like forensic experts. "Did you hear that hesitation?" one commentator gasped. "That's a classic sign that he knows something more terrifying." Every detail, no matter how minor, was being treated like a headline from the apocalypse. Fans began digging into past posts from Chrisean Jr. and her family, treating every smiling photo and public appearance like coded evidence. "Look at this," someone tweeted. "She's wearing bright colors, classic distraction tactic." Another countered, "No, she's hiding symptoms, this is a cover-up." And of course, the memes didn't stop there. One showed Chrisean Jr. as a superhero, mask and all, captioned, "Saving the world while the world panics." Another compared the situation to a reality show elimination where the unexpected contestant steals the crown. The exaggeration wasn't just humor, it was obsession manifest. The celebrity commentary only added fuel to the fire. Influencers, bloggers, and podcasters jumped in, each trying to outdo the other in shock value. "This is not just drama," one exclaimed. "This is an actual life cliffhanger." Another said, "If Netflix had this story, they'd cancel every other show because it's literally unstoppable." Even mainstream media began covering it, framing the story as a mixture of celebrity scandal and real-life thriller. Every new headline created more frenzy, more speculation, and more memes that spread like wildfire. Then came the alleged insider leaks. Social media users claimed there were details that Jason Lee didn't even mention: cryptic hospital visits, unexplained delays in public appearances, and hints that medical teams were working overtime behind the scenes. Verified? Absolutely not. But did that stop people from sharing it? Never. The rumors fed the frenzy. Every screenshot, every vague post, every ambiguous story became ammunition for fan theories and viral speculation. Memes took on an almost satirical tone. One compared the secrecy around Chrisean Jr. to the biggest plot twists in the Hunger Games. The Capitol is hiding secrets, and everyone is screaming online. Another said, "This is bigger than the royal family drama because actual lives might be affected." The exaggeration wasn't accidental. It fueled engagement, encouraged sharing, and kept fans glued to their screens. The internet was hungry for updates, and every cryptic caption or post became a new course of evidence in the trial by meme. Celebrity reactions were just as wild. Some stars offered vague social media support, writing things like, "Sending love to the little warrior," or "We're all praying," while others dropped cryptic subtweets that fans dissected like encrypted messages. Podcasts debated the situation as if it were a national emergency. Influencers broke down body language, scrutinized posts, and predicted the next viral headline before it even existed. In short, no one could look away. The story had entered the realm of obsession. The suspense escalated further when additional leaks started surfacing. Screenshots of supposed medical notes circulated online, technical and ominous, providing just enough detail to make people panic while leaving gaps for wild speculation. Fans were obsessed, dissecting each line like it was a script from a thriller series. Every social media comment became a clue. Every emoji was interpreted as a hint. And just like that, a private medical situation had become a public spectacle that dominated timelines worldwide. Meanwhile, Chrisean Jr. supporters rallied. With a mix of fury, hope, and obsession. "She's stronger than this," they shouted. "We've seen her overcome everything." Cena Zion fans, unrelated but ever watchful of drama, seized the moment to mock, analyze, and compare. Social media became a war zone of conflicting loyalties, dramatic exaggerations, and absurd theories. Twitter threads stretched hundreds of comments deep. TikTok reactions surpassed millions of views. The frenzy had officially entered viral overdrive. Even the casual audience couldn't escape. News feeds filled with reaction videos, memes, and posts repeating Jason Lee's statements. People who normally avoided celebrity gossip suddenly found themselves refreshing updates, retweeting screenshots, and debating medical details they barely understood. The story had become a cultural moment, bigger than any single meme or post. It was no longer just about Chrisean Jr.'s health, it was about secrecy, power, and the collective obsession of an entire internet ecosystem. And then the escalation hit another level. Fan theories combined with pop culture comparisons so wild they could only exist online. One viral TikTok compared the situation to Breaking Bad, claiming the secrecy resembled a hidden lab operation where nobody knows what's really going on. Another likened it to a Marvel movie mid-credits scene, promising a twist nobody saw coming. The dramatization became self-reinforcing. The more absurd the comparisons, the more people watched, shared, and debated. By the end of this stage, the story wasn't just leaking, it was snowballing into a full-blown viral phenomenon. Chrisean Jr.'s condition, previously a private matter, had become a global obsession. Jason Lee's credibility, coupled with the internet's relentless appetite for drama, had created a perfect storm. Memes, fan theories, celebrity reactions, and mainstream media coverage all collided into one massive narrative tornado. And the best part? The most shocking twists were still yet to come. As reactions swirled, the internet reached fever pitch. Fans, bloggers, influencers, and casual scrollers alike were hooked, hanging on every post, every story, every cryptic caption. The suspense wasn't just online, it had become a collective experience, like the entire world was watching a thriller unfold in real time. Every new detail, no matter how small, was treated like breaking news. Every screenshot was evidence. Every comment was a clue. And the story wasn't just viral, it was unstoppable. This is the moment where a private medical revelation transforms into cultural obsession. Chrisean Jr. is no longer just a celebrity kid, she's the central figure in a saga that grips the internet like a thriller series. Each leak, each rumor, and each meme adds layers of drama, leaving fans simultaneously horrified, obsessed, and craving more. The suspense is relentless. The speculation is endless. And as we move into the aftermath, the consequences both online and real world are about to hit even harder. By now, it's clear, the situation surrounding Chrisean Jr. is bigger than social media, bigger than memes, bigger than any previous celebrity drama. This is a viral saga in real time, fueled by secrecy, speculation, and sensationalism. The twists have only begun, the reactions are escalating, and the next chapter promises to leave everyone gasping. The internet isn't just watching, it's living this story. And in the world of viral drama, nothing stays contained for long. By now, the story of Chrisean Jr.'s condition had moved far beyond simple social media chatter. What started as a shocking leak from Jason Lee had snowballed into a full-blown cultural phenomenon, leaving fans, influencers, and even mainstream outlets scrambling to keep up. The public wasn't just watching, they were invested, analyzing every new post, every cryptic caption, and every subtle reaction from Chrisean Jr. and her family. The suspense wasn't hypothetical anymore. It had real-world weight. Every update felt like a new chapter in a thriller, and the collective anxiety online reached fever pitch. Reputations began shifting almost overnight. Chrisean Rock, previously seen as a fearless, headline-grabbing force, suddenly found herself navigating a narrative far more delicate than any feud or viral moment she had experienced. Her fans defended her tirelessly, praising her strength and poise, yet even they had to acknowledge that the stakes now went beyond drama. They were personal, emotional, and painfully real. Headlines no longer focused on celebrity antics or viral clips. They were now dissecting aura, response, and presence, analyzing how Chrisean handled pressure in a situation no social media filter could soften. Meanwhile, Jason Lee's credibility skyrocketed. Fans and media alike treated him not just as an insider, but as a kind of oracle who had exposed a secret the world wasn't ready to face. His every post, every update, and every subtle hint became evidence in a saga that now had layers of suspense rivaling a season finale. People weren't just consuming content, they were obsessively refreshing for updates, dissecting his tone, and hunting for clues that would hint at the next shocking revelation. It was no longer gossip. It was a serialized event. Public reaction intensified. Supporters of Chrisean Jr. rallied with determination bordering on fanatical, flooding comment sections with messages of hope, memes, and over-the-top analogies. "She's a warrior, a superhero in disguise," one viral post declared. "This is bigger than any Marvel plotline," said another. Meanwhile, critics and skeptics seized the opportunity to speculate wildly. Every previous appearance, smile, or social media post from Chrisean Jr. was dissected with the precision of a crime scene investigation. Online, reality had blurred with speculation, and the narrative became as much about perception as it was about facts. Celebrities and influencers couldn't resist weighing in. Subtle subtweets, cryptic Instagram captions, and vague TikTok statements flooded the internet, further fueling the frenzy. Some offered supportive messages that fans latched onto like lifelines, while others made ambiguous comments that sparked waves of speculation. Podcasts ran hour-long episodes debating potential outcomes, dissecting every leaked detail, and theorizing what might happen next. In short, the situation had gone from private concern to viral spectacle with global attention. The leaks themselves continued to dominate. Screenshots, partial reports, and ambiguous insider tips kept the story alive and growing. Even unverified claims were treated like evidence, shared and dissected across platforms. The situation became a case study in how secrecy, timing, and the allure of forbidden knowledge can drive engagement. Fans became amateur investigators, combining the precision of detectives with the imagination of screenwriters, crafting theories so intricate that even Jason Lee himself could barely keep track. As the saga unfolded, the emotional impact became apparent. Chrisean Jr.'s supporters experienced a mix of fear, hope, and obsession, often discussing the story in ways that rivaled real-life drama. The sense of urgency was palpable. It wasn't just about following celebrity news anymore, it was about collective anxiety, shared suspense, and the gripping power of a story that refused to let go. Every update, every post, every social media ripple became a psychological event, keeping audiences on edge for hours, days, and weeks. Reputation, both online and in real life, shifted dramatically. Chrisean Jr.'s public image evolved from viral kid celebrity to a central figure in a high-stakes narrative. Fans defended her with fervor, while analysts and commentators examined the dynamics of secrecy, strategy, and perception that now defined her story. Meanwhile, Jason Lee's role as the conveyor of this explosive news elevated him to near mythical status in fan communities, a modern-day oracle capable of turning private information into cultural phenomena with a single post. Memes and pop culture comparisons intensified, blending humor with dramatization. Posts compared the leaks to Game of Thrones conspiracies, Stranger Things mysteries, and the Hunger Games survival strategies. One viral meme even joked, "Move over, Kardashians, this is the real-life thriller of the century." The exaggeration wasn't just funny, it fueled engagement, kept the story alive, and created layers of commentary that transformed a medical leak into a fully viral saga with global attention. The long-term consequences were emerging. Public perception of Chrisean Jr. and her family had permanently shifted. The leak had humanized them in ways that standard celebrity coverage rarely does, creating empathy, concern, and a sense of shared experience. At the same time, it elevated scrutiny. Every appearance, post, and public interaction would now be interpreted through the lens of the leak. Social media had rewritten the rules. Private events were now collective property, and the court of public opinion demanded constant updates, speculation, and engagement. By the end of this saga, it was clear that the impact went beyond immediate shock. Fans, influencers, and mainstream media had all been drawn into a narrative that blended secrecy, drama, and obsession. Chrisean Jr.'s condition, as revealed by Jason Lee, had become a story of energy, perception, and viral attention that transcended simple celebrity gossip. The narrative had evolved into a cultural touchstone, a case study in how leaks, timing, and public fascination can turn personal events into global spectacles. Yet even with all the chaos, questions remained. What truly lay in the medical reports? How would Chrisean Jr. respond to public scrutiny? Could future updates shift the narrative again? The suspense, as always, remained unbearable. Fans were left waiting, analyzing, and speculating, knowing full well that the next post, tweet, or leak could change everything. The story wasn't over, it had simply entered its next chapter. In the end, the saga proved one indisputable truth. In the world of celebrity, secrecy is combustible, social media is the accelerant, and a single insider leak can create a viral phenomenon that eclipses even the most dramatic feuds, breakups, or scandals. Chrisean Jr.'s condition had transcended headlines. It had become a global obsession, a psychological thriller played out in real time across thousands of timelines. The stakes were higher, the suspense was sharper, and the story had imprinted itself on the internet's collective consciousness. And so, while fans waited for clarity, the impact of Jason Lee's revelation rippled through every corner of social media. The drama, the speculation, and the memes weren't just side effects, they were proof that a single leak, handled correctly, could rewrite public perception, dominate culture, and ensure that the story remained viral long after the initial reveal. Chrisean Jr. had entered the spotlight in a way that would define not just her narrative, but the mechanics of online obsession, engagement, and viral storytelling itself. By the time Part 3 concludes, the aftermath is crystal clear. Reputations have shifted, perceptions have been altered, and the internet is hooked. But the story is far from over. Every tweet, post, and snippet of information will now be scrutinized, analyzed, and memed, ensuring that the saga continues. Chrisean Jr.'s condition isn't just news, it's a cultural event, a viral phenomenon, and a lesson in how secrecy, stakes, and storytelling combine to capture the world's attention like nothing else. Alright, fam, let's be real, if you survived that roller coaster of leaks, speculation, memes, and drama, congratulations. You've officially witnessed one of the wildest celebrity sagas the internet has ever exploded over. Chrisean Jr.'s condition, Jason Lee's revelations, and the chaos online? This isn't just entertainment, it's a full-blown viral thriller. And trust me, you're not ready to blink. So here's the deal. Smash that like button like it owes you your entire week of sanity. Drop a comment telling us what you think. Are you team Chrisean Jr. is a warrior, or team Jason Lee just broke the internet? And don't even think about scrolling past without hitting subscribe, because scandals like this don't wait for anyone. We break them down, dissect them, and serve them hotter than a paparazzi flash in the middle of a meltdown. You want front row access to chaos? This is the channel that delivers. Remember, in the world of celebrity leaks, timing is everything. Another scandal could drop tomorrow, and if you're not tuned in, you'll be that person asking, "Wait, what happened?" Here, you don't just watch the drama, you live it. We bring you the leaks, the reactions, the wild theories, and yes, the memes that make reality TV look like a quiet afternoon tea. So join the frenzy. Hit that bell icon so you're first in line for every shocking update, every hidden revelation, and every viral twist. Because here, we expose the secrets